Girl, you're getting it, okay? You are getting it. And don't let anyone or anything cause you to feel like the world is topsy-turvy. It's not. The world is your oyster. And you create exactly what you want to create in the way that you want to create it, because that's something that you want to do. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Antoinette Evans, and on this channel, I find ways to elevate my everyday and romanticize my life. It has been a while since I've had a slow morning. If I'm being honest, the last 2 months have been really hectic. Like, it's been super hectic. Today is pretty much the first day that I was able to just embrace in a slow morning. So I am taking time to do what I love to do most, and that's be in my own space, be in my own thoughts, kind of calm down my heart a little bit, think through my process, and just like embrace the day. So in an effort to get out of my own way, I figure, why not do a get to know me while I'm kind of doing my everyday makeup? Starting off with the very first thing is, do I prefer skincare or makeup? I prefer skincare. I love when my skin just feels natural and feels soft, and I have no acne scars. I do get blemishes every now and again, especially around my cycle. I mean, who doesn't? But I love being able to take a moment and treat my skin. Personally, I feel as though I spend more time doing skincare than I do makeup. It also forces me just to stop for a moment and embrace the moment, embrace the day. Skincare isn't something you can just slap on your face and run out the door. Makeup, for the most part, you can do makeup in 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, depending on, your level of expertise. But when it comes to skincare, it's a daily habit. It's a daily routine. It becomes a lifestyle. You're now choosing products that are helping with your fine lines and the wrinkles and the discoloration, and trying to figure out, do you want a glass skin? It's a routine. It's a habit. I thrive off of routines and habits. So if you were to ask me, Antoinette, which one do you choose? It will always be skincare for me. I'm going to do a combination of both of these. This one is if I'm wearing nothing at all. And I love the color match from, and this is LA Gurl, drugstore. And I'm going to put a little bit of the Laura Mercier on top of this. Actually, no. I'm going to put the Laura Mercier underneath and then the LA Gurl on top. LA Gurl is dewy. This one can be dewy, but she's more on a matte side. Next question is, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? I started my channel during the pandemic, and I needed some type of outlet, and I didn't know what to do. At that time, I am a Virgo. I'm also an introverted Virgo. It takes a while for me to open up to people. It also takes a while for me to connect with people. I don't know what it is, but that's just me. Me starting YouTube, it really was I just want to do something creative. I want to do something a little bit different. Around the pandemic, I was working in legal and banking. So there really wasn't anything creative in that. And I wanted to kind of explore some of the creative aspects that I really enjoy doing. At that time, I didn't know what I was doing YouTube-wise. I was just like, oh, this is fun. This is something different. But I'll be honest and say, I did not take it serious. I really didn't take it serious. I wasn't uploading often. I wasn't trying to, I didn't have any goals at that time. I just wanted to kind of flex my creative muscle in some way. So I would create a video every now and again. I really didn't create videos often. Fast forward to, let's say, 2019. Fast forward to about 2021. When I finally kind of changed careers earlier on, finished my master's program, and then I told myself, okay, I really want to dive into fashion a bit more, but I've done internships, I've been on TV productions, I've been on music video sets, I've done the styling assistant, I've done first stylist, I've dibbled in different aspects. I've done the production side of things, the PR side of things, tried all these different elements, and there were some that I absolutely loved, there were others that I absolutely hated. But I knew for sure that I wanted to continue in the fashion space, but I had to figure out how can I make this my own. So I started doing like lookbooks and how to style XYZ or how to style certain body types, and certain friends that didn't feel uncomfortable, like what we both tested, make sure, we were safe to be close to each other. Did a bit of, hey, let me style you. Let me put some clothes on you from the store and see how I can basically style you live. Almost like an HSN or a QVC type of situation where you have a model that models the clothes and you talk about the clothes on someone. Is pretty much how I got started with YouTube more frequently. When I was doing that, I was just like, oh, I really enjoy this. Like, I really enjoy this. But kind of one thing led to another, and the direction changed just a little bit. But me starting YouTube really, honestly, truly was a creative outlet. I needed something else to focus on. I needed something to put my energy towards. And that's where YouTube came about. If you ask me now, what inspires me to do YouTube, my answer is pretty much still the same. It's a creative outlet. Instagram has changed. TikTok, since the ban, has definitely changed. YouTube remains the same. It's like an old dinosaur that keeps getting better and better with time, but the consistency and the opportunity for me to create a routine and a habit with YouTube still stands. What is your favorite hobby or way to relax? I'm kind of a workaholic in a way. Hold on. Let me move you guys a little bit closer so you can actually see me. Me relaxing, honestly, is me being home. I really don't have a hobby. And yes, I'm using mascara to fluff my eyebrows because I like the natural look that this gives me. It's like a natural fluff for my eyebrows, and it tends to stay all day. So yes, I'm using mascara on my eyebrows. You don't have to use makeup in the way that it's intended. Do what makes sense for you. I really do enjoy working out. And maybe that's not really a hobby per se, but me personally, I really do enjoy working out. And it's not so that way I can get physically fit. As strange as it may sound, it actually helps me to clear my mind. I can kind of put all my frustration, if I have any, into the workout, and just when I'm done, like when I say my mind is so clear and I can see things in a better way, I can think about the process. I don't feel so overwhelmed with everything. So hobby-wise, I really don't have hobbies per se. I wouldn't consider shopping a hobby because that's not really a hobby. So I don't really have hobbies, if I'm being honest. But what I do to relax, definitely a slow morning. That's the best way that I can relax. Sometimes I will turn my phone on do not disturb. Not because, I don't want to talk to anyone, not because I don't want to talk to family, but I'll go on Do Not Disturb just that way I can think. My phone doesn't go off as much as it used to when I was at my other employer. So I'm able to enjoy my morning uninterrupted. And my workplace now knows that do not call me on my personal phone. And no one there has my personal phone number for that particular reason. If it's work related, you can wait until I get to work, unless it snowed like it did in Atlanta. And then from there, I need to call my employees and tell them, don't come to work because I'm not coming either. But outside of that, I like to kind of put and I know everyone feels some kind of way about why you put your phone on Do Not Disturb. It just works for me. It just works for me. Those who are on my emergency contact can still reach out, but I really enjoy a slow morning. That's just how I relax. It's how I can think. And then from there, when I realize when I can think and I don't feel so boggled down, I perform at my best. And that's on like a work level too. I perform better at work when I can think, when I don't feel frustrated and overwhelmed about a process or about something that just doesn't make sense. Me having a slow morning, I'm kind of just thinking of everything. Thinking of work stuff, home stuff, finances. Sometimes I don't think at all. I'll just put music on, make breakfast, and maybe sit down and just jot whatever's on my mind and put it on paper. Slow mornings really help me just to breathe and to feel just a little bit better about my day. And this is warmer. This is a little bit colder. So I'm gonna go in with this one since it's warmer. Now, if you were to ask me this question a while ago, I think my answer would be a little bit different than where it is right now. What is your dream job or dream career? If I'm being honest, that has changed. My idea of what a dream job has drastically changed. This is not going to be a light beat. I do very much still want to become a fashion director. But more and more lately, that seems to be like a dream that I'm trying to get towards, and it doesn't really seem possible for some reason. Now, I'm not giving up on myself, not even in a little bit. My face really is chunky. I need to get back to the gym properly. I'm not giving up on myself at all. I'm still very much into the idea and the fact of I want to become a fashion director. Whether that's for a brand, whether it's for a company, a big box retailer, a small brick and mortar, I really do still want to become a fashion director. But more and more, I'm just like, okay, there seems to be, and this could be for any career path, not just mine, there seems to be a disconnect. Yes, this is what I want, this is where I'm at now, but that bridge in between, what can I do leading up to becoming what I want to become without having to pick up and move again? I don't mind being mobile for a company, I really don't, but I want to be stationed in pretty much one area. Stationed meaning I reside here in Georgia now. I don't want to move, well, I bought a house, so I ain't moving no time soon. But I don't want to have to worry about picking up my life and moving to another state in order to get the experience needed to become what I ultimately want to become. So I had to take a back seat and was really think and say, okay, Antoinette, you're not the queen of giving up. I'm not someone that's going to say, all right, well, since this doesn't seem to be happening in the way that I would like it to happen, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to find something else. I'm not willing to do that. I still want to become a fashion director. I just need to figure out how can I mesh the two? What am I missing in between? What positions, job titles, experiences can I gain within the next, let's say, 7 years to get me to the point of becoming what I actually want to become. More and more lately, what I have been thinking of, what I've been trying to do is figuring out how I can make my own lane and still become a fashion director, but in my own way. But I have to figure out what positions will line me up to qualify a brand or a company to want to hire someone like me. Or can I go the opposite route and create my own lane, create my own version of what a fashion director is? And I'm honestly at a point now where I'm like, okay, Antoinette, there's certain goals that you had that you've accomplished. Kudos to you. There's other aspects of your life that's just like, all right, I still want to do X, Y, Z. I'm at a point now where I'm not waiting for someone to want to say that I'm qualified to do something. So yes, my ultimate career goal is to still become a fashion director, but I am not going to wait for someone to say that I am qualified enough to do it. So, and I'll put the link down below. I wrote and created my first digital magazine. I have to say I am proud of myself. It is something that I've always wanted to do. And I said, you know what? 2025, we're getting out of our own way. So made a digital magazine. It is going to be a bi-monthly drop. So it will be bi-monthly where I'll do like a new edition. It's not for sale. It really is just to flex my muscle. I have talent in my hands and I'm going to utilize them to create the life that I want to live. So I'm going to create my own definition of what a fashion director looks like and create positions for myself and put myself in the way of companies and brands and other people to see what I'm capable of and start venturing myself in and out of Atlanta to get my name in rooms that I have not entered yet, to be able to create the life that I want, the level of income that I want, and the career job that I want. This is not going to be no light beat. I'm pretty much going in with the same thing that I use for the foundation, but to contour my face. All right, so next question is, what are 3 things that I cannot live without? Ooh. Okay, 3 things that I cannot live without. 1 is Oreo cookies, specifically Oreo, the golden Oreo lemon filled thin cookies. Anytime I go to the store, I buy 3 at once. I buy 3 of them bad boys all at one time and let me be stressed out. Let me come home from work. Let me come home after the gym. The first thing I'm reaching for, give me them Oreos, which I know is very bad. It's a very bad habit, but Oreos are that's my go-to. I can't live without the Oreos. And I'm not experimenting with all those different flavors and the chocolate. Those are too sweet. They hurt my teeth. The one that I like the most, that I can't eat that much of, honestly, because it hurts my stomach now. Oreo, the golden Oreo thin lemon, but it has to be thin. So that's number 1. Number 2, one thing I can't live without is music. I cannot live without music. If you were to come to any of my places, any of the apartments I've ever had, anywhere I've ever lived, you will always hear music. Right now it's quiet because I'm filming, and then I don't want no copyright issues. But majority of the time, you will always hear music playing. There's just something about music that just it creates a mood, it creates a vibe. Sometimes it's neo soul, sometimes it's gospel. Sometimes I can't do Ratchet City. I can't do Ratchet City. Ratchet City is not me. That's not my style. That's not who I am. You're not going to catch me twerking in my home. You'll catch me doing a good wine because your girl is Jamaican. But outside of that, I'm not doing no twerk type of music. That's just, again, that's not me. But if you were to ask me, it has to be music. Neo soul. I've been getting into more of like 70s R&B. Don't ask me who the artists are. 70s and 80s R&B singers and artists. I'm not a fan of rap music. So rap music, unless it's Kendrick Lamar, maybe a little bit of Drake. But outside of that, it has to be like a sing-along version of rap music, if that makes any sense. But rap music is I can't get behind it. It's just, maybe that's where it is. I can't get behind it. What's the third thing? Ooh. The third thing I can't live without, my relationship with God. That is definitely the third thing I cannot live without. On this channel, you're going to hear some faith-based things. It's who I am. It's what's embedded in me. It's the direction of the life that I go into. When I need an escape and I can't think, I don't go to the bottle. I don't go to smoke. I don't go towards sex. I don't look to go into someone's arms for comfort. I own in. I pray. I find a way to worship. No, I'm not going to film my worship sessions. But yes, I cannot live nor operate without my relationship with Jesus Christ. Those are my three things. Next question is, who is the most influential person in your life? The most influential person in my life as of right now is my younger sister. And for those that know and for those that don't, well, most of y'all are not going to know. This is not something I talk about often. This is not something I address often. This type of video is not something I typically do. I really don't like talking about myself. I prefer to talk about fashion. However, in lieu of the answer to this question, the most influential person in my life is my younger sister. And if you were to ask me why, it's for these couple of reasons. My younger sister is legally blind. For those that don't know, surprise. My younger sister is legally blind, meaning she does walk with a cane. She does have some type of visibility, but not much. And I'm not about to go into details because it's not my story to tell. However, even with her disability, she still finds ways to succeed. Whether she realizes it or not, she is still finding ways to be successful. Now, when I say successful, I don't mean successful in a way of monetarily successful or successful meaning community-wise. I mean, this girl doesn't give up. We all have our moments of, oh my God, what is happening? I need a break. I need to breathe. We all have moments of feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. But some who are able bodies, who are able to do everything and anything under the sun with all of their senses available, still will not push themselves to get outside of their way, outside of their comfort zone, to make sure they, their house, their family, and whatever else are properly taken care of. I cannot stand lazy people. I cannot stand it. And if it's one thing my sister is not, she is not lazy. Yes, she might have a disability. Yes, it makes things a little bit more difficult, especially with raising children. But she gets up every day and she figures it out. She finds a way to do it. She finds a way to be successful. She finds a way to breathe through the process. She will open herself up to learning new things and learning new techniques and learning different ways of how to cook, how to handle her family, how to communicate. She's learning how to maneuver throughout her house without having to use her cane, how to maneuver when we're in the supermarket and it's super busy, how to own in on certain voices to know what direction we're walking in. When I say that girl does not give up, we weren't raised to give up. We were raised to keep going and to keep fighting and to keep trying. And if you have to reinvent yourself. But there is never a time where you're just going to sit on your ass and do absolutely nothing with your life. We are going to become the absolute best versions of ourselves. And it starts at home. It starts with our prayer life. It starts with being open and honest. My sister is someone who is going through it because her vision is changing. But instead of just, oh, woe is me, she's making moves. She's coming up with plans. She's figuring things out. She's teaching her children how not to give up, how to look at things in a different way, how to communicate so that way they know how to communicate with mommy because mommy's eyes aren't good. There's just something about a fighter that I absolutely love. I love her. I love her to life. And Jenny, when you watch this, girl, do you. Keep doing you. Keep pushing yourself. Keep getting to that next step. Without you realizing it, you are shaping the lives of your children, even as of now. They are watching everything that you're doing, every step that you take. They are listening to how you are communicating. They are watching how you're moving. They see you getting up and continuing to push your own self every day, which in turn gets them to want to push themselves to become better kids, better adults when they do become adults. Girl, you're getting it, okay? You are getting it. And don't let anyone or anything cause you to feel like the world is topsy-turvy. It's not. The world is your oyster. And you create exactly what you want to create in the way that you want to create it because that's something that you want to do. Your dreams will happen. That manifestation will happen. Those goals that you have will happen. And it happens because you're putting action behind it. And you're moving things forward. And you're moving things out the way. You're not sitting on your talent. According to our bishop, get out of your own way. Stop asking God for something you can do yourself. And my sister is the epitome of that. She's not sitting on her hands waiting for the government to say, okay, well, we're going to help you with XYZ. No. She is getting up every day and saying, okay, if you can't help me with X, I'm going to find somebody else that can. And then I'm going to teach myself how to do it so I'm never in this situation again. Some of y'all out there need to take some tips from my younger sister. Next question is, what do you value most in a relationship and or a friendship? Right now, your girl is single. And I don't really know if I'm ready to mingle, if I'm being honest. I kind of dibbled and dabbled in dating last year. And I'm not going to say it just... I know what I want for myself in a relationship. And at this point, I told God, listen, this is my list. And I know what you're going to say. Antoinette, you shouldn't have a list. Everybody has a list. You have a list at work. You have a list for the grocery store. You have a list for what bills you're going to pay. For those who want to be debt-free, you have a list of how you're going to become debt-free. I have a list in regards to, okay, God, this is the type of man that I want in my life. You shape him and mold him and then present him to me because I'm not going out there looking for it. Because if I do, I'm looking for the wrong thing. So dating-wise, I'm not closed to it, but right now I'm also really not open to it either. So I'm kind of 50-50 with that. But if you were to ask me in regards to a friendship, what am I looking for in regards to a friendship? You have to be authentic. You have to be authentically you. Please do not come to me pretending to be something that you are not. If you are goofy, be goofy. If you are a serious person, be a serious person. I don't need or want friends around me that are so influenced by everybody else and everything else that every 2 days they're a different person. No. I want whoever is in my friend group, whoever is in my friend circle, to be authentically yourself. So that's one characteristic I look for. It's authenticity. 2 is honesty and openness. I'm a Virgo. I'm an introverted Virgo. I don't speak much. I don't talk much. When I do, something's wrong. Usually if you hear me talk too much outside of like a video like this, something's wrong. I'm frustrated, I'm angry. You hear the Jamaican come out of me a little bit more because then my dialects will start to change. I'm all over the place, my thoughts are everywhere, and I just come straight. But if you're gonna ask me a question, be prepared for the answer. If I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't really have an answer for you. If I wanna spare your feelings, I'm gonna tell you, please don't ask me. Do not ask me. I'm going to do the same thing. If I ask somebody a question about maybe a character of mine or something that I'm doing, hey, what's your opinion of X? I have to be prepared for that person's opinion, whether I like it or not. With me, don't ask me. Do yourself a favor. Don't come in front of me and start asking me questions about something that you really don't want the answer to, because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing, and I don't want nobody sugarcoating in front of me. So, honesty and openness. I need my friends to be comfortable enough to be honest with me on certain aspects that I may not see, but will help me to be a better person. But you also need to make sure your delivery is soft, direct, and concise. And when it comes to, being authentically you and being open, I would say my third thing is, in regards to a friendship, is how are you evolving? How are you growing yourself? And then the direction that you're going in, is it something that I can see, hey, I know you're going in direction A, and I'm kind of on direction C, but we're still in line. We're still in sync. Where you're trying to go, or how you're trying to advance, is similar, not exactly the same, but similar on how I'm trying to advance and how I'm trying to grow. And then we're working together to grow each other. We might be in different stages of our life, yes, but I'm able to accomplish A, you're able to accomplish B. Next month, you're able to accomplish Z, I'm able to accomplish X. We're still working on growing each other. I do not want anyone who is going to be a friend that is going to be stagnant. You are always here, and you never want to get higher than that. You're just comfortable here. But if I'm elevating and I'm pushing myself and I'm learning new skills and I'm, doing things to evolve myself and my family, why are you comfortable staying here? But at the same time, I don't want to look down on anyone. I want to be on the same plane. So if you're elevating, I'm elevating. And we all dip. It happens. We all fall short of the glory of God every now and again. But in that friendship group, can you elevate me? If I fall here, can you be honest and open and authentic with me to help me get back up? And that way we can still be able to move together. You see what I'm saying? That's all I ask. That is all I ask. And if you can't do that, stay the hell away from me. Stay away. Stay away from me. One. What is the biggest goal that I have for myself for 2025? If I'm being all the way real, I would say my biggest goal for 2025 is to put myself into a financial, how do I say it? I want to be so financially stable that everything is on auto pay. everything is on auto pay. I'm still reaching towards my career goal. I'm still pushing myself. I'm still, developing friendships and traveling and things of that nature. But I think one of the biggest goals, because I don't know what the next couple of years are going to look like, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, especially for an African American female, I want to make sure that my financial situation is sound and that everything I have that I need to have, not want, everything that is necessary, household bills and expenses, car note, things of that nature, on auto pay. And I don't even have to think about where the money is coming from or if I have enough to pay it. Granted, I'm not in that situation, but I do not have things on auto pay. I want to make sure that I can schedule everything in like 1 week or in a course of 2 weeks, paid. And that way I can focus back on the career path of how am I going to create my own table and consistently work on that table where I can maybe even create chairs at that table for other people to want to come in and say, all right, this is the goal that we have. Your goal might be a little bit different, but it's close to what I'm looking for me. I already have a table. Can you pull up a chair? Can we work together on this? You do your thing, I do my thing, but we still meet somewhere in the middle and then create and then keep evolving in that way business-wise. I do at some point want to stop working because I'm at a point now where I want to work for myself in becoming a fashion director. I don't think I'm interested anymore in wanting to work my way up the ladder at a company. I've done that already, and I kept hitting a glass ceiling, and I didn't know how to kind of get away from that. Yes, I was being promoted, but I wasn't really being promoted in a way that led to the ultimate career goal that I have. So my biggest goal this year is to put myself in a financial situation where everything is on auto pay. And I don't have to think about where the money's coming from. It's just showing up. And with that, I believe it will bring a level of joy and a level of happiness that I haven't felt in maybe 3 to 4 years. Because I was at that point at one time, everything was good. Everything was good. More than enough food in the house. I can go shopping when I wanted to. Cars were taken care of. House was taken care of. I want to get back to that type of financial stability. And then I feel like from there, everything else will pretty much start to fall into place. But in order for me to do that, I've been kind of telling myself that this year, I kind of want to have a no-buy 2025. Which is going to be a little weird for me because, again, I love fashion. I love talking about fashion. But with the environment and atmosphere changing on the political side, I don't know what the next couple of years are going to look like. And in my head, I don't want to waste money on things that don't matter. Not saying that clothes don't matter, but I don't want to influence you to go buy a $2,000 handbag and you have rent that's possibly $1,900 plus. You may have children, car note, car insurance, groceries are freaking expensive. I went food shopping with my mom because she's in town. Basic food shopping, nothing crazy because I didn't really have all of my dishes and stuff yet. Just wanted to get some basics. There was no milk. There was no egg. There was barely any bread, barely any bagel. There was a whole bunch of kind of dry food that I don't eat. And then I am pescatarian. There was stuff that have meat in it that I can't consume. I looked at my mom like, so what am I supposed to eat? Am I supposed to just do oatmeal every day and fried dumpling? Like, I don't want oatmeal and fried dumpling. I don't want any of that. But if I have to go back to my roots and find a farmer's market somewhere and then find a way to reduce my intake, then fine, just to make food stretch. But I don't want to be the type of person that influences someone else to go above their budget and be over their means. One reason why I'm also switching my content ever so slightly to lifestyle, everyday stuff. Just everyday things. Yes, I still love fashion. I'm still going to showcase what that looks like, but it's going to be more of how can you maximize the wardrobe you currently have and add pieces every now and again where it won't feel like you're going over budget. Or yes, you bought all this stuff, but in like 15 days you have to return it because you realize I spent too much and I don't have enough for my bills. That's not me. So I want to put myself in a financial situation like I was maybe 4 or so years ago, where things are on auto pay. I don't have to think about it. You know, we were working on the next goal, which I'm not going to disclose. Working on the next goal and how much time am I going to need to put that together. So yes, we're still going to talk about fashion. That is still the forefront of my brand. However, it's going to change ever so slightly. This is the finished look. I still feel like it's light. It is a little bit heavier than what I wanted to do, but trying to talk and do makeup at the same time was almost impossible. But this is the finished look. Something light-ish for work, nothing crazy. I really don't even know what I'm wearing yet. I need to get out of this moo-moo and figure out what I'm going to wear. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye.